She said just 7 words. I know who blinded your daughter. When those words left her mouth, the world froze for Daniel. He felt his heart stop. His knees trembled. 1,000 emotions slammed into him at once: anger, fear, hope, confusion. For 2 long years, he had lived in torment, not knowing who was responsible, not knowing why his little girl lost her sight. Every doctor visit, every sleepless night, every quiet moment when she asked, "Daddy, will I ever see again?" All of it came crashing back. And now someone claimed to know the truth. Before we continue, if you believe kindness has the power to change lives, take a moment to subscribe to Kindness Action. Leave a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and help us continue spreading stories that remind the world that humanity still exists. Daniel wasn't perfect, but he was a good father. Every Saturday, he took his daughter Lily to the park. She loved climbing, running, chasing butterflies. She had the brightest smile and the kind of laugh that made strangers smile without even knowing why. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. Daniel never forgot the scream he turned to see Lily lying on the ground, crying, her hands covering her face. She had run into a tree branch while playing tag with her cousin. It seemed like a normal accident at first. Children fall all the time. But the tears didn't stop. The pain didn't stop. And days later, the doctors delivered the blow that shattered him. Your daughter's optic nerves are damaged. We're afraid she won't see again. Daniel broke. He blamed himself. He replayed that moment 1,000,000 times. What if he had held her hand a little longer? What if he hadn't looked away? What if he had noticed the branch? The world expected him to accept it as an accident, a tragic, random moment. But Daniel always felt something wasn't right. Lily had said something strange once. "Daddy, someone pushed me. I think." He wanted to believe she was mistaken. He wanted to believe the world wasn't that cruel, but a piece of him always wondered. 2 years passed. Lily learned to walk with a cane. She listened to music, learned Braille, and still smiled with her whole heart. Sometimes, she would sit on Daniel's lap and say, "Daddy, you don't have to be sad. I can still see you in my dreams." That sentence alone kept Daniel breathing. Then, one quiet autumn evening, a woman knocked on his door. She was young, pale, trembling. She couldn't even look him in the eyes. "I know who blinded your daughter," she whispered. Daniel stared at her, stunned. "What did you say?" She swallowed hard. I was there." And then she confessed everything. That day at the park, she wasn't a stranger. She was a teenage babysitter, in charge of another child. Her kid, a boy, had started bullying Lily. He shoved her, laughed, taunted her. When Lily tried to run away, he pushed her again. She fell hard and hit the branch. The babysitter froze. She panicked. She grabbed the boy and ran. She told no one. She kept the secret for 2 years. "Why are you telling me now?" Daniel asked, voice shaking with rage. "Because," she whispered, "your daughter forgave me. And she didn't even know it." Daniel frowned, confused. The woman explained. "One afternoon, I saw Lily at the community center. I recognized her cane. I was horrified. I couldn't even breathe. I was sitting in a corner crying. And she walked to me and asked if I was okay. She couldn't see my face. She didn't know who I was. But she touched my hand and said, 'Sometimes people do bad things. But they're not bad forever if they choose kindness next time.'" Daniel felt the ground disappear beneath him. His daughter showed kindness to the person responsible for her blindness. He wanted to scream. He wanted to hate the girl in front of him. But Lily's words, those soft, gentle words, wrapped around his heart like a warm blanket. "What do you want from me?" Daniel said, "I want to confess. I want to take responsibility. I want to make it right." Her voice cracked. She handed him a sealed envelope. Inside was money, almost everything she had. Every savings. Every dollar she worked for after school. But that wasn't the thing that mattered. It was the letter, a handwritten apology for Lily. Not excuses. Not explanations. Just raw truth, and a promise to dedicate her life to kindness and helping children with disabilities. Daniel didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He just closed the door and sat with the letter in his hands. That night, Lily sat beside him, swinging her feet. "Daddy," she said gently, "you're quiet today." Daniel looked at her, at his brave, beautiful daughter, and whispered, "Lily, If someone hurt you, and they wanted to be better, would you forgive them? She smiled like she always did. I already did. Tears ran down Daniel's face. He realized something profound. He had been holding on to anger. He thought justice would heal him. But his daughter, blind, innocent, full of hope, had already chosen something stronger than justice. She chose kindness. And in that moment, Daniel understood. Kindness doesn't erase pain. But it transforms it. It turns wounds into wisdom. It turns strangers into humans again. The next day, Daniel met the young woman again. She stood shaking in the cold. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten her. He said 2 words: make it right. And she did. She began volunteering with visually impaired kids. She raised money for guide canes and therapy. She visited Lily every month, not as a criminal, but as a friend who never stopped trying to be better. Lily never got her sight back, but she gave someone else a new vision of the world. If this story touched your heart, let it remind you of something important. Kindness is not weakness. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is choosing to stop the cycle of pain and build something better with the pieces. Spread kindness today. You never know whose world you might change, or whose heart you might heal.